I just watched President Traore's speech. This man is so wise, it's not even funny, all right? Mr. President, you said that they want to control your resources and then your youth is forced to migrate over there to make a living. You are absolutely right. On top of it, what they do to those people that migrate here, it's shameful. They send ICE to detain them and to deport them. These days, they don't even send back to the original country, they send them to El Salvador. I am the prime example of how ruthless America has become. I married a US citizen 14 years ago, and they still detained me back in Hawaii, and they tried to deport me. Yeah, they treat like shit anybody who they think they're below them. I applaud you, Mr. President Traore, for standing up to them.
Just need to do a quick update on this guy, Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Because you remember how yesterday I did a video on how the United States General Michael Langley was in Congress saying this?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
Many of you in that video were pointing out how he stuttered all the way through that sentence. I mean, he provided no evidence of what he was saying, did he? It was almost like he didn't really believe what he was saying. Well, the latest is just around about the same time as General Langley was saying that, and around about the same time as protests suddenly organically sprung up in France calling for Ibrahim Traore's arrest, there was yet another coup attempt foiled in Burkina Faso. A significant coup attempt targeting the leadership of Burkina Faso has been thwarted, according to an announcement by Security Minister Mahamadou Sanaa. Is it Sanaa or Sanaa on national television? Let me know in the comments below. The foul plot involves several active military personnel and former members of the armed forces. And as you can see there, it was planned for around April the 16th, just a few days before Langley was saying his script on the Senate floor. These Western nations, their leaders, are showing Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, and the sovereignty of these countries in Africa absolutely no respect whatsoever. Just listen to the way Macron talked about Ibrahim Traore just a few months ago and how Traore responded.
He also insulted all Africans.
I think they forgot to say thank you to us. It's not a big deal. It will come with time.
There is a part that caught my attention where he talked about ingratitude.
Gratitude, I am well aware, is a non-transmissible disease to humans.
He is human. Our ingratitude is not transmissible to him. This is how this gentleman sees Africa, sees Africans. We are not human. In his eyes, I think that if he is not an atheist and he prays, every morning when he wakes up and prays, he should also pray to the Africans. Because it is thanks to our ancestors that there is a France today. He should pray to us.
Yes, that's right. Macron, after decades of France basically stealing the reserves and the gold from Burkina Faso, they still hold some of Burkina Faso's gold, by the way, and won't give it back. He says that Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore should thank them for doing it. The chutzpah! Meanwhile, other nations, such as Russia, are building ties with Burkina Faso and showing Ibrahim Traore nothing but respect. This is him meeting Vladimir Putin in 2023, and since that meeting, Russia have reopened the embassy in Burkina Faso and the ties have become stronger and stronger. And look how the people of Burkina Faso reacted when they heard that Ibrahim Traore was coming back and landing back in the airport from that meeting. Watch this. Thousands of them went to meet him. Thousands. people absolutely love him. As I explained in the video yesterday, it's no wonder when you consider the reforms that he's made to healthcare and education and how he's absolutely revolutionised the agricultural industry. You know, to my knowledge, just in the last 3 years alone, there has been at least 20 either coup attempts or assassination attempts that have failed in Burkina Faso and on this man's life. And as many people pointed out in the comments of my video yesterday, we, in the world, good people of this world, we need to protect this man at all costs.
Burkina Faso was formerly colonized by France and has an abundance of gold in natural resources. Traore pushed out Western influence, including the mine owners, who are French mine owners in Burkina Faso. France wanted to reestablish relations with Burkina Faso, and if you've seen Macron giving a pretty ridiculous speech trying to say one day they'll thank us for helping them. No, they just wanted you to leave them alone. Anyway, Traore said that in order to reestablish relations with France, that France is going to have to return all of the gold that they have stolen from Burkina Faso's mines, and all of this gold that they have is sitting in reserves in France. France is trying to say that that gold is theirs. It comes from mines in France. There are no gold mines in France. So now the US is getting involved. And we can all guess what those claims are going to be. Now we're seeing the claim, oh, he's stealing all the gold for himself and he's not helping his people. Next they're gonna be like, we need to bring democracy to Burkina Faso, like those typical things that the US says in order to manufacture consent for invasion and ultimately backing a coup, which I'm sure they have already tried. Them, France, and anybody else who benefits from the gold exploitation of African nations, which includes those fake Muslim countries like the UAE. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. But there's a reason why a lot of these nations are not coming to the aid of Palestinians and are also thriving off of the exploitation of natural resources from nations in Africa. Anyway, I'm hoping this gets picked up by American TikTok, but we'll see. And as we go along, you're probably going to hear a lot of comparisons of Thomas Sankara to Ibrahim Traore. Sankara was a leader almost exactly like Traore around 1970s in Burkina Faso. I have one of his speeches pinned on my profile. I'm going to make a part 2 sharing what I know about Sankara because I understand this is 2 minutes and that might be a little bit too long for people's attention span.
This issue of Burkina Faso and Captain Ibrahim Traore has suddenly become one of the biggest political issues in the world, trending regularly on social media. My own interview with our dear friend and guest Nico House on this very subject, literally on this exact subject, is one of our biggest, most viewed clips in all the history of the mother of all talk shows. It's in the millions. Millions of people have watched it.
Ibrahim Traore, who everybody's talking about, Ibrahim Traore is very much part 2 of Sankara, in my opinion. Because it's the whole premise of like, okay, we don't fucking need Europe's help. We don't need America's. We got it. We are resource rich. Fuck off. Because all of y'all's help comes with you exploiting us. All of the homeopathic, natural, spiritual healers and practitioners have come together and said, you're protected, Ibrahim. We got you covered. Why did that just give me goosebumps? May God bless this man. Let's talk about Burkina Faso. Shut up. Burkina Faso is roughly the size of Colorado, a little bit bigger, okay? If you were looking at Africa, look, it's around here. I know it's inverted. Okay, if Africa looks like kind of a backwards P, it's in this part. So, she used to be called Upper Volta, colonial ass name, until the 80s, when a man named Thomas Sankara became the leader of the nation. He did things that, in my opinion, Ibrahim Traore, who is now who everybody's talking about, Ibrahim Traore is very much part 2 of Sankara, in my opinion. Because it's the whole premise of like, okay, we don't fucking need Europe's help. We don't need America's. We got it. We are resource rich. Fuck off. Because all of y'all's help comes with you exploiting us. So here are some things that Thomas Sankara, he was the leader from 1983 to 1987 until his assassination. Which is why Traore, may God's protection be with you. Sankara, first things first, change the fucking name from Upper Volta. That means nothing to the people. Girl, that's not even their language. So he changed the name to Burkina Faso, which means the land of upright people. Love it. He was a feminist. Okay. His security crew, whole bunch of baddies on motorcycles. He outlawed female circ or FGM. He outlawed polygamy, and he outlawed forced marriage. One of his, like, in my opinion, greatest accomplishments was he had a huge vaccine program. The infant mortality rate was like 20%. It was very high. And it dropped 6% during his presidency because he had mass programs getting people and kids vaccinated for things like polio, measles, meningitis. Preventable shit, right? And guess what? It worked. So the infant mortality rate dropped a lot, 6% during his presidency. The country had been experiencing deforestation, so he planted 10 million trees. Yeah. He also established work programs to have like over 20% of the nation's land irrigated. And he made it a thing that all of the government vehicles, at this point, they were Mercedes. He said, girl, nah, that's crazy. And he got them like a whole bunch of damn hoopties. I don't know what actually kind of car, but he was like, why are we trying to flaunt all kind of wealth when our people, the people of this nation, need help? We're not going to live all lavish if they're living in squalor. No, we're going to rise up as a whole nation. Very good. He said, also, people in the government, y'all don't need no first class flight. Mama, right economy. Good shit. And what else? Oh, that the government officials are going to wear traditional garb of their country. Garments that are made with Burkinabe cotton and sewn together and crafted by craftsmen of their nation. Stop buying all this, you know, European fucking, no. Very good. So just did a lot of things that really helped the nation and created solidarity amongst the people. And also he didn't want any pictures of himself in any kind of public government office. He was like, no, there are a million me. There's a million Thomas Sankaras. And he said, they can kill revolutionaries, but they cannot kill ideas. Tremendous. Now, there is a young man in charge of Burkina Faso who currently, his name is Ibrahim Traore. So Sankara was 1983 through 1987. Right now is a guy named Traore. Perhaps you've been hearing about him. In regards to Ibrahim Traore, mind your sources if you're gonna look stuff up, because the way they speak of him in his own nation and in his own continent at large, if you go to African news sources, very favorable. Western news sources are like, oh God, whoa, is this about to be a bad thing? Meanwhile, all the people of Africa are like, we love him. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow their lead, seeing as they're there, you know? Also, here's why the West is pissed. Because Traore has paid off all of Burkina Faso's debt. The like international bank and all kind of funds globally have been like, hey, do you guys need a loan? Do you want anything? Do you need anything? Do you want a loan? And he's like, we're cool. don't want your money. Because it's never just a handout, girl. They're never just like, here's some money because we're being nice. They want something in return, duh. So, paid off all their debt and was like, no thanks, we don't need your money, haha. Saudi Arabia said, here's a bunch of money so that you can build 200 mosques. He said, no. If you give us that money, we're going to be building schools and hospitals. Not really sure if they're going to get that money or not. But, okay, Traore. Very much continuing Sankara's, like, health programs. He's gotten a bunch of vehicles to go, like, mobile clinics. So that way, people that are in rural areas or in, like, I don't want to say, like, deserted areas, but, like, remote areas, hard to get to areas, don't worry, we'll come to you. They have, like, refrigerated trucks and everything so that they can keep the vaccines and continuing this, you know, medical push. Very good. He has built 2 tomato processing plants so that the country can be self-sustaining in terms of food. He has built the country's 2nd cotton processing plant. And, okay, mind you, again, the size of this country is a little bit bigger than the state of Colorado. Or, I don't know where you're from. A little bit bigger than New Zealand. Aotearoa. He procured and distributed 400 tractors, along with other things like motorcycles and other kind of like transport things. Because mind you, they're very much doing shit by hand and like beasts of burden, like, you know, cows and mules and stuff to help with agricultural work. So he got a fleet of tractors and they're all free to use to the farmers. And he's also been distributing high quality seeds and fertilizer in order to help agricultural production. He's also said that if a woman gives birth, that's free. She doesn't need to pay for her hospital stay. And here's how I know. Literally all the African leaders are like, strong work, Ibrahim. Very good. Except for fucking Ruto. Ruto, I made a fucking video about you last year. Your own people don't even like you. Why? You think I'm gonna listen to what you got to say about, oh, I don't like him as a leader? Your own people don't fuck with you as a leader. Get out of office, girl. They're sick of you. Anyway, that's the tea. I'm Burkina Faso. Oh my God, I almost forgot the most important part. So, all of the homeopathic, natural, spiritual healers and practitioners have come together and said, you're protected, Ibrahim. We got you covered. Why did that just give me goosebumps? May God bless this man.
And say that millions have watched what Nico House said and what I said about Captain Traore. It's even worse than you said, Amy. He didn't just accuse Captain Ibrahim of stealing Burkina Faso's gold. He accused him of stealing Burkina Faso's gold to pay for his own protection. Well, I wonder why he would need protection. Well, one of the obvious reasons is that both France and the United States are quite clearly committed to killing him. What is it about Captain Traore that they want to kill? Well, in addition to the great strides forward that you have adumbrated, this very week, the Burkina Faso government abolished all education fees. It is now free to go to nursery, primary, secondary, and university in Burkina Faso. What's not to love about that? Traore has nationalized the building of the country's roads when he discovered that the private French companies that were hitherto building the roads were charging up to 100 times more for the building of those roads than the government of Burkina Faso itself can do. And so he's brought it in-house. There's now a public works department in Burkina Faso, in Ouagadougou, which will henceforth pave and lay roads across.
Hi guys. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I am Michelle, and if you're watching me for the first time, kindly don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and even comment. So guys, in today's clip we all have seen the white people coming out and praising the good work Ibrahim Traore is really doing. These white people are coming to show us that they are really in support of Ibrahim Traore, and they are really seeing what Ibrahim is doing, the good work Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso, the good work Ibrahim has done up to now to Burkina Faso. And this is trying to show us that we African people and Caribbean people are not united, simply because why are the white people seeing the good work Ibrahim Traore is doing, while other leaders or other black people are not yet seeing what Ibrahim Traore is doing? So these people are coming out and telling us those things that Ibrahim Traore has done in Burkina Faso, and this is showing us that Ibrahim Traore is being followed by many people and is being admired by a lot of people worldwide. He has become one of the famous leader in Africa. He is showing us and portraying to us that we are having good leaders in Africa. It's high time we know how to choose these leaders, because Ibrahim Traore is trying to give us hope, a hope that we lost many years ago. And Ibrahim Traore has really shaped Burkina Faso. And we all know Burkina Faso is one of the it's depending on itself country in Africa. Burkina Faso depends on itself. Burkina Faso does not employ Chinese to come and build their roads. We all have seen when Ibrahim Traore was building roads, his own people are the ones building their own roads, which is showing us that Ibrahim Traore is thinking about his people, because he created job opportunities in Burkina Faso that he knew that he will help his own country as one. He did not employ Chinese people to come and build his own roads, because he felt like these people are just coming to his country to misuse their resources. They are gaining from it while his people are suffering. So Ibrahim Traore decided to build roads with his own people. Another thing, Ibrahim Traore is a leader who knew education is key, and he is building good schools in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso has really developed when it comes to the educational sector. Ibrahim Traore has built good schools, and the educational system of Burkina Faso is good. Another thing that Ibrahim has really done a good job in Burkina Faso, he has built good hospitals, which these people of Burkina Faso will no longer need to go to those Western countries to look for good health system. They already have it in Burkina Faso. They will no longer need to go to India to get those surgeries, because they are getting the facilities in Burkina Faso. This shows us and tells us that Ibrahim Traore makes his people his own priorities, because he considered the most things that they are really struggling to have, and decided to, no, I have to make changes in Burkina Faso. And he really made a lot of changes in Burkina Faso. He is being tried to be assassinated for the good work he's doing in Burkina Faso, and we all can see, and we all know that most African leaders and Caribbean leaders are just puppets, but Ibrahim Traore is that kind of a leader who did not accept to be someone's puppet. He is doing what he was elected to do, and we all know that African countries and Caribbean countries, corruption is one of the leading problem. We all know that corruption is something normal. We have found corruption to be something normal because we see it everywhere. We find it everywhere. Corruption has become like a normal thing. But in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore has not allowed corruption in his own country because he knew that corruption is one thing that is dragging his own country down, and he fought against corruption. That's why Burkina Faso it's growing up so fast, and Burkina Faso is growing. Ibrahim Traore has made his own country the talk of the world. It is being talked about by everyone in the world. It is being admired by everyone in the world. And Ibrahim Traore is that kind of a leader we need as Africans. And one thing that is making us Africans to be outsmart by these Western countries and France, India, Chinese is because we are not united. We should come up and be united. Why? This is why these people are coming to our countries to take over, because they are united. And we as black people, we are not united. It's high time we be united, fight for our own rights, because these people have taken advantage of us for the longest time, and it's high time we come up, stand firm, and support Ibrahim Traore. This is what Nelson Mandela also wanted, but we did not give him the support he really needed. But in this century and this generation we are in, it's high time we support Ibrahim Traore, show him the love, the support he really wants, because if we give him the support, he will continue doing the good work he's doing. So guys, if it was for the first time you're coming across my video, kindly don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and even comment. Bye.